Hey, this is Derek, and this is a preview of Mapeo. Mapeo is an open source, offline first tool for mapping and monitoring an environment produced by Digital Democracy. Its primary audience is indigenous communities or people who lack a strong internet connection. There are no servers involved with Mapeo. It is the data that is stored about a community rests on the devices themselves, whether it be the desktop device that's running this application now or a mobile device. You can use Mapeo in both desktop and mobile form, and the two talk to each other. So I'm going to do a quick preview of what that looks like and how the communication takes place. So I'm going to real quick switch around the base map. I can, choose Bing's imagery. I can use OpenStreetMap's imagery, and here it's actually pulling, I believe, from OpenStreetMap directly. So it might take a moment or two to load. Okay. This is using the development version of Mapeo, so I am actually just going to switch over to Mapbox Satellite. And you can see that I am in Kenya right now, and I'm looking at what appears to be a river or some sort of stream or body of water. So I'm going to click on the line, and I'm, as you can with many mapping tools, just tracing this thing by making a series of points on the map. So once I finish, and let's just say that's done, I can select the line, and you can see that I can qualify this line as a number of different things. I could say it's a boundary, a path, a stream. I'm going to say it's a river. And I could name the river River 1. And I could attach all sorts of metadata to it. A lot of the metadata just aligns with general lines. So you could say it's a highway, it's a surface, blah, blah, blah. But I could attach my own metadata here and give it its own tags. I can also make an area map. If I wanted to say that right here is a gathering site, and we gather firewood in this location, or if I wanted to put a point on the map and say this is a house that belongs to me, Derek, you can see how this sort of tool might be useful for land use planning, especially with indigenous communities or folks who have to think a lot about agriculture, hunting, finding natural resources, and things like that. There's also a functionality here. So right now we're in the territory section. We can also make observations. Observations are reports often containing media about an individual location. And now we are zoomed into an area near where I live in Connecticut, outside of Hartford. So if I wanted to, I could browse through different media reports, and you'll see that there's nothing really here at this point. It's just a viewing mechanism right now on this screen. How does data get into this map, if not by drawing it in on the desktop version? That's what Mapeo Mobile is for. So I'm going to switch over to this view. All right, so I'm in Mapeo right now, and I'm going to switch over my screen so you could see. All right, and Mapeo Mobile is just about creating observations. I have a screen right here, which it might be a little bit difficult for you to see, which just shows a map and an option to hit the plus sign. So I'm going to hit that plus sign. Boop. And I can make a geography point similar to what we had before. I can say, hey, there's a river, a tree, or a waterfall. I'm just going to click an animal. No, I'm going to change that to a building. And I'm going to say that at this site, my house. So I have an interface to type into this. There we go. And I have the option to add a photo. So I'm going to take a photo of my house, such as it is. And you can see that it's loaded up right there. All right. Now, how does this information get onto Mapeo, the desktop version? Well, I can go to this option that says synchronize, and it starts searching for devices that are attached to the same Wi-Fi network. On my mobile phone, I'm going to hit this little electron bolt thing, and it all of a sudden detects, my phone detects the computer, and the computer detects my phone. This could work phone to phone. I've synchronized it, and you can see it showing up here. Now, if I go back to territory and zoom out quite a bit, out of Africa, and let's move into the United States. I have a ways to go in. Can I just show my location? Well, it doesn't appear to have my geodata. That's interesting. What about observations? Ah, there it is. Okay, so I just made a single observation, and here's the picture that I just took. So it transferred over the Wi-Fi network, but not via a server. It's just point to point, right? So that you could see how this would be useful if people have Wi-Fi, but maybe not necessarily internet access or a strong internet connection. It just all goes through the router. And on my phone, let me see if this works. I'm going to go back into Kenya, hopefully to discover other locations. Nah, yeah, it's just showing my one observation. That's interesting. Okay, so that's Mapeo. You can take a picture on your phone of an item or of a location, and then transfer that information from your phone to another device. If there were another device, another mobile device running Mapeo, I could transfer that information directly to them. So it's a community monitoring tool that might be interesting for people who want to share photos with each other tied to a location with a certain amount of data. So that's Mapeo. Thanks for watching.